So we're here today at Allen Auto, about to start up this wonderfully unrestored, heavily patinaed 1800E that Steve has brought back to life over the last couple days. It had a plethora of problems, still has a couple, most of them have been solved, but as you'll see in a minute, it runs remarkably better. So why don't you fire it up, Mr. Waters, and we'll go through the narrative of what you did.
Okay.
This car runs probably better than most, and one thing it does uncharacteristically, it has a good, relatively unhesitating idle. So runs excellent, Steve. Why don't you shut it off so our audience can hear, and then I'll go through, or we can go through what you've done. Okay. When we first started this process, it had a really high idle. What did you actually, when we first started this process, it ran on 3 cylinders. So what was the first thing you did?
First thing, I guess we checked the injectors.
Yep. What'd you find?
Found number 4, back of the engine.
Yep.
Not squirting at all.
So found a dead injector. All right. So changed that, and then that ended up with a runaway idle, and underneath the injector holders you found
some smaller slipping seals. Didn't quite fill the gap.
So just these little tiny seals right there can make all the difference. If that seal leaks air, it'll be an idle issue. Okay, then the next problem, once we got the idle down, we had an up and down idle issue, and let's see, what was the problem with that?
The main issue turned out to be the cold start valve.
Cold start valve, right there.
Works on the heat of the engine.
Right, because it wasn't operating properly. And then you fixed that, and the problem with the evacuated aneroid. How did it run after you fixed the air valve? Did it still have runnability problems?
Well, we had replaced that along the way.
Yep.
And so I installed the original aneroid once we got everything settled down.
Yep.
And it didn't run well at all.
So it was quite a combination of things, and so it runs well now. You've got the idle adjusted, and
yes,
tuned the distributor, and it runs remarkably well. Had a bad thermostat in it as well.
That's right.
Yep. Wasn't coming up to temp, so I replaced the thermostat and adjusted the valves, set the triggering contacts, set the points. Good. Why don't you fire it up once again, Steve-O, and see how wonderfully it runs. That's just great. Starts and runs excellent. Good job, Steve-O.
A lot of problems there.
Yeah.